Welcome everyone to a new tutorial series about Selenium with Python. This is the first introduction video tutorial about Selenium with Python. So Selenium Webdriver is one of the most popular tools for web user interface automation, and no better than Python can complement it to automate a broad range of web applications. I will bring this Selenium with Python tutorial to ramp you up quickly on the tasks you need to do. So let's start by understanding what all we have to do in user interface automation. So I already downloaded the drivers, but I'll explain this in a moment. I want to more talk for now as introduction. So what means the user automation? And web user automation means that automatic execution of the actions performed in the web browser window, like navigating to website, filling forms that include dealing with text boxes, radio buttons and drop downs, submitting the forms, browsing through the web pages, handling pop-ups, and so on and on. The list can be unlimited. Selenium WebDriver is the one that can automate all these tasks. It can interact with all types of web browsers available to date, like Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, Chrome, Opera, and it can be even custom websites, like there's many different Google Chrome versions and so on, so the list is unlimited. So most of the time programmers use Java and Eclipse to create the Selenium WebDriver projects. In this tutorial, we'll use the Python to replace Java and demonstrate how the Selenium WebDriver Python integration works to achieve the web user interface automation. So Selenium is an open source and its library is available in different programming languages, as you understand right now. To perform the web user interface automation testings, and Python is used one of them as mostly popular. So as you understand, it's quite easy to write scripts in Python. So Selenium WebDriver client library for Python enables us to utilize all the features available with Selenium WebDriver and interact with Selenium standalone server to perform automated testings. But it can be both remote and distributed testings of browser-based applications. If you want to find where to read more about the Selenium or where to download the stuff for Selenium, here have already opened in the Selenium HQ.org page, and here is the downloads. Firstly, you should decide which browser you would like to use for Selenium. I'm going to use Mozilla, but of course you can use Google Chrome and anything you want. So I'll take us to Mozilla Gecko driver, and to use Selenium you should download this WebDriver. So here is the Gecko driver for Windows 64 bits, and as you can see, we can use it for Mac, Linux, ARM, even on Raspberry we can use Selenium. So I have downloaded it, and as you can see, I have here Gecko driver for Pyrox and Chrome driver, but I use it, well, sometimes I'm using Chrome, but usually I'm working and programming on Firefox. But it doesn't matter, if it's working on Firefox, it should also work the same way on Chrome. Maybe sometimes there is some bugs, but well, you can see only them if you're working on really big project. So continuing on this tutorial, the Selenium WebDriver library is compatible with a series of Python versions that include Python from 2.7 to 3.2 to 3.7. So at least every Python version can handle the Selenium. In this tutorial, mainly we'll discuss about how to write a basic script to scrape our internet, how to automate things with Selenium and so on. For example, if you're doing basic stuff, well, you don't need Selenium, but if you want to test some kind of difficult website for scraping thousands of things or millions, I prefer using Selenium. For example, if some pages are protected from bots or automated stuff, or you can work around this with Selenium. And in this tutorial series I'll show you how to do this. It's, well, why I thought I will do tutorial with Selenium is because, well, as you can see, my last tutorial series was how to solve CAPTCHA, so I'll use that my last tutorial series, how to use this CAPTCHA algorithm to integrate with Selenium, and how to solve some CAPTCHAs on the internet to break into other websites. And moreover, many websites are protected from bots. For example, they see when you click on some buttons, and every time you click on the same coordinates and so on. So we'll learn how to work around this, how we can do every stuff like a human, so we could not be detected that we are using Selenium. So at first, what you would need to do is to install Selenium. It's quite simple, and we can open the command prompt, and I already have installed it, but I can show you how it works. So we write pip install Selenium, and yeah, and as you can see, recurrence already satisfied on my version, and I have 3.40 Selenium. And right now, let's write a simple script. Oh, yeah, by the way, what if you would like to find some information about Selenium and so on? Of course, you should use Google, but there is a large documentation, and I'll call it Python Selenium. And yeah, so in this website you can find almost everything, how to do everything with Selenium. Of course, it's a lot of documents, so the easiest way to learn Selenium is actually try to do some stuff, to automate something, to search for something, to do something, to well just to do your tasks. So in this website you can find how to install it, the getting installation tutorial, how to use navigation, finding elements, how to use waits and delays, and so on. There's a lot of things. So I didn't even browse all of this, because actually what I'm doing with Selenium is, when I'm trying to work on certain tasks that my Selenium Webdriver would do, I just working on it. And if I don't know something, how to do something, how to write something, and so on, I just simply Google. Of course, to write some program scripts with Selenium is a big task, because as you know, the working on Selenium and browsing some websites, there is many things that can going on. Then there can be pop-ups, then your internet might crash, and it might work slower, or the website might be unavailable for access, and so on. The list is unlimited, so there's a lot of exceptions you should think about. But in this tutorial I'll talk only about introduction, and I'll add all links on my below my tutorial video, and I think we can begin with a simple example. So I'll create a main.py script. It will be very easy, and I'll just open it. And the first thing we should do is import Selenium. So from Selenium import WebDriver. And second thing we might do is simply how to start your website, how to open it from your Python script. So we write driver is equal to webdriver.firefox. That's quite simple. Firefox is written here to Gecko driver. So of course you can save this Gecko and Chrome driver to your any place, for example to your Python libraries and so on, but then you should add these links to your environment variables. So let's start this, and as you can see, Gecko driver started and our website started. It's search or enter address. So it's quite simple, it started. So now we should get some of address. So what I'll do is I'll write few more lines. So for example, there is driver implicitly wait command, and it's something like delay. So for example, if we open a new website, it will wait for it to fully load. It's some kind of delay. I'm not using it often, but we should know about that. I more use delays. So next command we can use is driver dot maximize window. Well, so this line speaks for itself. So it simply enlarges the browser window to your screen. So I don't need it right now. It doesn't matter if it's full or not. So, and finally what we'll do is driver get line. Here we'll write http dot google.com. Yeah, and we can build it and run. Let's see if it opens as Google. Yeah, it opened it as Google. That's great. And now is more detailed stuff. So for further searching, you should at least do it by yourself to learn how these things work. So for example, because right now it's only example, it's everything simple here, but in next series it will go much different way. I'll write short scripts I will use to handle exceptions which might occur sometimes and so on. So right now I only write a simple script how to use a search on this Google website. So we'll write a search field is equal to driver find element by name, and I'll explain you why I'm writing this in a moment, but I would like to finish this. So here I would like to search for find element by name Q, and in this field I would like to write send keys, and we'll navigate us to my website, and my website is pylessons.com, and search field submit. There will be a command submit. So this is rather complicated, but this Q is used for Google to access the input for searching, and to the searching bar we send pylessons.com, and here we simply space it as submit. So we can build it and run, and it should find us pylessons.com. As you can see, it is pylessons.com. Remind me later, doesn't matter. And it found many elements, and what we'd like to do is now I usually use an web developer function and its inspector, call it, to find everything what we need. So I simply click this, and for example I would like to find this. And to go deeper, for example, here's the class graph link, and here's the class lc20lb, and yeah, I'll simply use this line here for my script, and here I'll write to find the lists. So lists is equal to driver, find elements by class name, just like this. And we should find all these elements by class name. And next I'll print, and here is found plus string length, and here's lists, and here's again plus double quotes and searches. And yeah, it should be fine. So once again we can build this. Yeah, that's why we need more of testings while we are writing this code. So it's very easy to make mistakes in code, and it requires a lot of testings to see all of this. So as you can see, where's my found 8 searches. It's quite fine. So right now we would like to print all these searches we found. So here was made an array here lists, and we can try to print the lists, and it's written here as Selenium Webdriver. So right now we'd like to, well, actually print our lists. So we only want to pile lessons, basics, Python lessons, import modules, basic of classes, and so on, to just simply print these lines. So we close it again, close this, and we simply will write a simple script. Here is I equal to 0, and here for list item in lists, what we'll do is print list item dot text. It's also integrated dot text command for Selenium. In here we'll write I plus equal to 1. So we increment it I by 1, and if our I is more than 10, we use break. But I don't think that we'll achieve this. And now we should find 10 elements or less. I don't know how many there will be. And the last thing, what we do, well, we can close our browser after doing some stuff. So we can write driver.quit. Okay, in this way we'll close our browser. So let's try it again, and we'll see what we'll get as a result. It goes to Google's. Yeah, as you can see, it wrote me 8 searches and printed this out. So this is quite simple how to use this, and this was the first introduction tutorial to this Selenium tutorial series, and we'll go further. So in the next tutorial will be more coding and less talking. I will show you my scripts I am using for my Selenium browsing and so on. So I think that's it for this tutorial. I hope you liked it, and I hope this will be useful for you. And yeah, it's time to finish this tutorial. So if you like this video, please like my video and subscribe my channels. Then I will be motivated to create more of this kind of videos, and maybe this will be useful for you or some of you, so doesn't matter. And so thank you all for watching, good luck, and see you in our next video tutorial.